Welcome to Skytech-Lens. A sudden tremor has rocked the North American auto industry, sending shockwaves through the very core of its operations. Stellantis, the parent company of iconic brands like Jeep, Dodge, and Ram, has abruptly halted production across several of its major factories. This decision has not only affected the company, but has also sent ripples throughout the entire automotive sector. Plants in the U.S., Canada, and Mexico have gone silent, their once bustling assembly lines now eerily still. This sudden halt has left thousands of workers jobless and dealerships with empty lots, struggling to meet customer demands. The Detroit Assembly Complex, a cornerstone of Stellantis' production, has paused its operations, following over 1,000 layoffs at the Warren Truck Assembly. The impact is profound, affecting not just the workers, but the entire local economy. In Canada, the Windsor Assembly Plant has also shut down, adding to the growing list of affected facilities. And in Toluca, Mexico, the story is the same. Factories are closed, and production has come to a standstill. This interconnected network of operations shows just how deeply the crisis runs. Stellantis' financials are dire, with a staggering 64% drop in operating income and $6 billion in cash losses. The company is facing an unprecedented financial crisis. Sales have plunged by over 30% in 2024, a decline that has sent shockwaves through the market. The crisis has forced the company to pull its financial forecast and oust CEO Carlos Tavares, signaling desperate times. Unions are quick to blame mismanagement, while the public is left wondering if the stability of the car industry is gone for good. The uncertainty is palpable, and the questions are many. This isn't just a routine setback, it's a wake-up call for an industry at a critical crossroads. The decisions made now will shape the future of car manufacturing. The future of American car manufacturing has never looked more uncertain. The industry must adapt or face an even grimmer reality. At the heart of Stellantis' crisis, new tariffs and taxes that have upended the economics of car manufacturing. A 25% duty on imports and a 10% tax on components have made cross-border supply chains a financial nightmare. The Jeep Compass, once affordable, is now too expensive to build in Mexico, forcing production to a halt. Rivals like Nissan and Volkswagen are also scrambling, pausing orders or passing costs to consumers. Stellantis is trying to shift truck production back to the U.S. for tariff relief, but retooling plants is slow and costly. The entire industry is caught in a web of trade policy, with no quick fix in sight. For now, factories, workers, and customers are stuck in limbo. The shutdowns have devastated workers and communities. Over 1,000 lost jobs at Warren Truck in Michigan, and 4,500 more at Windsor in Canada. Families left in limbo. Each factory job supports many more in local businesses, trucking and services. When plants close, whole towns suffer. Anxiety and uncertainty grip those still employed, as layoffs loom and futures seem fragile. Unions blame Stellantis for poor planning, deepening mistrust between workers and management. The human cost is real. Behind every headline are families facing financial hardship. The ripple effect threatens the stability of entire regions built on the auto industry. Across the country, car dealerships are facing an unprecedented challenge. New vehicle supplies for Jeep, Dodge, Chrysler, and Ram have nearly vanished from their lots. The once bustling showrooms now sit eerily quiet, and the rows of shiny new cars have thinned out dramatically. Dealers who once prided themselves on a wide selection are now struggling to keep even a handful of vehicles in stock, and the impact is being felt by everyone who walks through their doors. Some dealerships have lost up to 80% of their inventory, leaving salespeople with little to offer and customers with few choices. Shoppers who arrive hoping to find their dream car are often met with empty spaces and disappointment. The frustration is palpable as families and individuals are forced to either settle for less desirable models or walk away empty-handed. Delays for popular models like the Dodge Charger and Ram 1500 have become the norm, with wait times stretching for months. As demand far outpaces supply, prices are climbing higher than ever before. Even vehicles that were once considered affordable are now commanding premium prices, putting additional strain on buyers. The Jeep Compass, for example, now carries a sticker price of over $32,000, while the Ram 1500 has become a luxury that many can no longer afford. For countless families, the idea of upgrading to a new vehicle is quickly becoming out of reach. The shortage of new cars has sent buyers flocking to used car lots, driving up prices there as well. Used vehicles that might have been overlooked in the past are now hot commodities, and bidding wars are breaking out over models that were once easy to find. The scramble for alternatives is pushing prices to record highs. With fewer cars to sell and higher prices across the board, showroom traffic has dropped by 40%. Many buyers who do make it to the dealership are being turned away by stricter loan requirements as lenders grow wary of the volatile market. The result is a sense of uncertainty and disappointment for both customers and sales staff. For many Americans, the dream of owning a new car is slipping further and further away. Families leave dealerships empty-handed, and individuals are left wondering if they'll ever be able to afford the vehicle they need. Dealers are feeling the pressure too. Their reputations are taking a hit as negative reviews pile up online and customers vent their frustrations. The entire car buying experience is being reshaped, forcing dealerships to rethink how they do business and how they serve their communities. This squeeze isn't limited to one area, it's being felt everywhere. From small rural towns to the heart of America's biggest cities, the disruption is changing the landscape of car ownership for everyone. The electric vehicle revolution is stalling alongside traditional cars. Stellantis' flagship EVs like the Dodge Charger Daytona and Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid are delayed by supply chain chaos and tariffs. Battery components are pricier, making EVs even less affordable. GM and others are also cutting EV production as demand lags, despite big discounts and government incentives. In Europe, Stellantis paused Fiat 500e production due to weak demand, highlighting a global slowdown. Italian auto output is at its lowest since 1958, underscoring the industry's struggle. Car makers face a tough challenge, making EVs that are both profitable and affordable. The dream of a quick EV transition is colliding with economic reality. Stellantis' crisis is a warning for the entire U.S. auto industry. What's happening here isn't just about one company, it's a signal that the challenges facing automakers are bigger and more complex than ever before. The ripple effects of this crisis are already being felt across the country, from factory floors to car dealerships, and even in the homes of everyday Americans who rely on their vehicles for work, family, and daily life. Recovery will be slow and costly, with no guarantee of success. Plants that once buzzed with activity now sit idle, and workers face uncertainty about their jobs and futures. Dealerships are struggling to keep up with demand, while customers are left waiting for vehicles that may take months to arrive. The entire ecosystem is under strain, and the path back to normalcy is anything but clear. The global supply chain model is under threat, and reshoring could mean permanently higher car prices. As companies rethink where and how they source parts, the costs of building cars in America are likely to rise. This shift could have lasting consequences for both manufacturers and consumers, as the industry adapts to a new reality where efficiency and affordability are no longer guaranteed. For American drivers, affordable new cars may soon be a thing of the past. Sticker prices are climbing, and incentives are shrinking. The dream of owning a brand new car is slipping out of reach for many families, forcing them to make tough choices or hold on to older vehicles longer than ever before. Rising prices could make car ownership a luxury, reshaping how and where people live and work. If fewer people can afford cars, we may see changes in commuting patterns, housing choices, and even the makeup of entire communities. The impact could extend far beyond the auto industry, touching every aspect of American life. The industry's ability to adapt, especially to EVs, will determine its future. As electric vehicles become more important, automakers must invest in new technologies, retrain workers, and build out charging infrastructure. The transition to EVs is both a challenge and an opportunity, and how companies respond will shape the industry for decades to come. Can automakers build resilient supply chains and stay profitable? The answer will depend on innovation, collaboration, and the ability to anticipate future disruptions. Companies that can adapt quickly may thrive, while others risk falling behind in a rapidly changing market. The answers are unclear, but the stakes are enormous. The decisions made today will affect millions of jobs, billions of dollars in investment, and the future of transportation in America. 2024 may be remembered as a turning point, or the start of a long decline. The choices facing automakers, workers, and policymakers are more important than ever, and the consequences will be felt for years to come. The road ahead is uncertain, and all eyes are on what comes next. As America's car industry stands at a crossroads, its next moves will shape not just the vehicles we drive, but the very fabric of American society. Thanks for watching. Subscribe the channel for more updates.